So there's one really big change you guys need to know about because you actually don't want to become a wanderer anymore in the Force Rival battle in Force Wars. So we're going to show you exactly why, because your rewards are going to be extremely less than if you actually participate properly and not lose the battle at all. It's going to kind of suck depending on what location you're put in as well, because there's two locations that are just absolutely horrible, surrounded on all sides. That's gonna suck. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about the changes for Force War this time. So as you know, the avatar has already been kind of removed and is no longer part of the reward system for Force War. We still have the same rewards coming away with a couple really good chests as well if you can get to the top actual individual rankings, because then you can double up if you get high points. Even my account usually struggles to get over 100, but then again, that's because all my power is pretty much in warriors, and warriors are banned constantly. One of the worst features, I feel like, in the actual Force War. However, if we jump over to the Force War rankings, you might just be at first look thinking, oh, this is actually no different. What are you talking about, Barry? First place getting 3,000 gems, 600 contract starry gems. This is a good amount of starry gems that you can generate every single month. All the way down to 8th place, which gets still 200 contract starry gems. That's still 2 more awakenings, or maybe even 3 awakenings if you're retiring the hero copies in a Soul Awakening Gala. Plus some gems. You can always use gems, especially since we just dropped 25,000, maybe even 35,000 on the event that we have this week. But then you'll notice the little text down here called Wanderer Rewards. Now, what I'm getting out of this, and of course, we're going to have to see how it actually is implemented, but it seems like your rank here is only the top 8 if you don't lose your force. If you become a wanderer, I'm wondering if, oh man, here's the question. So this could be really good or really bad. My initial guess is just if you become a wanderer, you'll just get those rewards. You won't be able to claim any of the Force rewards. You'll only be getting Wander rewards. However, there might be some change, but we still have like 3 to 4 days until Force Rival is open. If that means you don't get even even if you become a Wanderer and you become first place, you still only get 80 versus 200 for not losing your Force and becoming part of the Wanderer. That would be interesting. Or I guess it would also be interesting to note if, and I highly doubt it works this way. I really don't think it will, but I just want to talk about it just in case. If you all of a sudden have a map where the Wanderers are just taking over, and even if you're currently in 3rd in a normal force and then you get knocked out, that would be kind of interesting if you got these rewards and then also these rewards. I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they're trying to make it so people don't throw like we have been doing. I mean, we were originally throwing to try to get the avatar, but the avatar was impossible because you had to become the Wanderers, and then you had to also win first place, which meant you took over everything on the map. The season is just not long enough for that to happen. If the season was longer, I do think Wanderers would have a chance to actually win it. But in its current state, the map diversity is not great. The imbalance of the map isn't great. So just be prepared. I'm guessing we're going to want to pay attention and not become the Wanderers, because there's still the battle phase. It does still talk about the Wanderers here. All members of defeated forces will be turned into the Wanderers, become one giant faction. They have their force hall and strongholds like any other forces, but there is no commander or vice commander. The points earned by Wanderers will not be calculated in the Force War ranking, but their individual points will. The Force War will end earlier if there are only Wanderers left. And again, that's the only part I'm talking about, is if you somehow manage to get knocked out, but then you start taking over others, and then you end up as a high rank. I don't know. It could be something like that, but just beware. You probably want to participate because you don't want your force getting knocked out. At least at first glance, because getting 10 contract starry gems is a big difference to 200. So just be prepared. Of course, in the meantime, if you want to maximize your individual score, make sure you're doing your Earth Vein, and make sure you're doing all these bosses as fast as possible and as good as possible. We're going to try to max out the Warrior here today again. And of course, the one nice little quality of life they updated, I believe it was last time, they made it so you don't have to sit here and wait 1 minute between wandering. So that is one really big plus that's at least it's not as tedious as it used to be. Still don't like this system either. Like, it's gonna be funny watch. We're probably gonna be up against one Garuda. Yeah, it's just like some imaginary person you're fighting. It's always one Garuda. At least every time I've ever fought this, it's always one Garuda. And maybe they just make it so that like you're guaranteed to get these construction stones and these construction ingots, but I don't know. Get your dailies done, get your stuff. I think we'll be good. Now, there is one other change in the council chamber here. You'll see when you defeat a force, you actually get an additional 50 contract starry gems and just gems, which is pretty interesting to say the least. I think all of these are the same. I don't think the actual levels of your force have changed, but this is something that's actually new and pretty interesting to say the least as well, because previously, I mean, there's only ever what, like 2 or 3 forces knocked out, so it's not like it's a huge amount of starry gems or contract starry gems, but it still is an incentive. I wonder if you get these if you're also part of the Wanderer team and you knock out a team as well. I don't know, maybe for science we need to get everybody together and actually work towards the Wanderer rewards just to see if it's doubling up. Because that would be interesting if you can defeat forces as the wandering team and still get it. However, I feel like you would, because even when you get knocked out and you're no longer part of the Ricky Chamber, which weird name, honestly, you still have this screen. You just don't have an official list. You still have member rankings, all these other things. Can't really donate anymore, but yeah, maybe in combination with this feature right here and this, I don't know, it could add up. It might actually be the better option. We'll have to see. So let me know what you guys think about the game mode. Let me know how you think it has been implemented, or if you've seen or heard anything different about these changes. I'll try to get clarification from the community management team to see if they can ask the developers and kind of get us a rhyme or reason to what is going on here. And yeah, hopefully they just do some more fixes. I'll be honest, the one thing that I hate the most is the layout of the force rival map, because as you guys know, there's 2 starting forces. I think honestly one of them might be mine. Don't remember, but there's 2 of them that I know are in horrible spots. Far left and far right, you're in the middle of 3 other units, and it just feels like they're ganging up on you constantly. They're always the first 2 out, it seems like, when it comes to the force. So it doesn't matter who you're paired up with. It doesn't matter who is actually participating. But again, not the most fun game mode. Player Expedition, that's where the fun's at. And that's what we're going to do after this. So if you guys want to see me destroy some bosses, stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.